Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing prior preparation for the end of the Thai visa amnesty on July 31st, 2020. As we have discussed at length on this channel, there is what some have described as an automatic Thai visa extension or a visa amnesty that has been in effect since the end of March 2020 until July 31, 2020 to deal with those who were sort of stranded in Thailand or placed in a precarious position here in Thailand as a result of COVID-19. So this video I'm making for those who are here in Thailand, those folks who are here in Thailand solely by dint of the fact that they are in amnesty and they're looking for some sort of method of maintaining their status past July 31st in order to remain lawfully in Thailand. So understand, and we've done a video discussing whether or not I think it's logical to presume that the amnesty will extend past the 31st. As noted in that video, I don't think there's any evidence to suggest that will be the case. I think, in fact, it's logical to presume that July 31st deadline is pretty hard and fast. I mean, unless something qualitatively changes, I just simply don't see that being altered. I think July 31 is a hard and fast date we're just going to have to learn to live with. Secondly, what can someone do? So if you're here in Thailand and you have some sort of non-immigrant visa that is extendable, and you have not yet extended, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and look into extending that visa. So that's probably not going to apply to many viewers of this video because we've been in this amnesty for a rather prolonged period of time. Meanwhile, if you do have a non-immigrant visa, so that's a visa like a Thai O visa, a Thai business visa, Thai marriage visa, Thai retirement visa, if you are in that type of status and you've fallen into amnesty, sort of just due to circumstances, it may not be a terrible idea to contact a legal professional in order to get some advice as to how best to go about rectifying that situation. It may require something akin to a border run. It may require a visa run, which I kind of differentiate between the two. Some argue that's a semantic differentiation. I look at a visa run as a run to a Thai embassy outside of Thailand to get a new visa and travel back in. And a border run is simply hopping over a border and then hopping back in. And by hopping, that could be by air or by land. The other category of folks, so, non-immigrants, if you have a non-immigrant visa and you think it's possible, well, if you have a non-immigrant visa and you've fallen into amnesty or you are within the window of a threat of falling into amnesty, if you will, not a terrible idea to contact a legal professional and get that rectified as soon as possible, because if you rectify your status and you have status which goes past July 31, then you'll just continue maintaining your lawful presence here in Thailand after that date, sort of automatically. What about folks in 30-day stamp status or tourist visa status? Well, that remains to be seen. And presuming on July 31st, the system comes back online under normal rules, just boom, we're back to standard Thai immigration rules, a border run or a visa run is probably going to be required in order to maintain your situation. A recent article from Bangkok Post, that's bangkokpost.com, article's titled "Bid to Get Back Up and Running," and they quote, and back up running is in quotation marks. Quoting directly, Deputy Prime Minister and Public Health Minister Anutin Charnvirakul on Friday revealed that ambassadors of many countries will meet with the Thai government on travel bubble tourism the upcoming week. Thailand will agree on travel bubble arrangements with countries who have shown effective handling of the COVID-19 crisis. Mr. Anutin said people should not panic since the government has not yet allowed entry to foreign tourists. Only business people and experts would be allowed in the country initially, he said. there's some weeks to go before the 31st. And I don't think we can make any predictions as to the details of what the immigration regime is going to look like on that date. But what I can state is that I think some kind of corridor, that one of these travel bubbles, as they're calling it, is probably going to exist before July 31st. So if a border run or a visa run is required, there's probably going to be a way in which to undertake that. Now, the logistics of such a thing are likely to prove to be quite complex. And due to this complexity, it's probably a good idea to contact a legal professional that's well-versed in dealing with Thai visas, Thai immigration, as well as immigration and visas in the countries immediately surrounding Thailand, as I presume a lot of these are probably going to have some kind of a travel bubble arrangement with Thailand, as well as countries like Australia or the United States, which see a number of foreign tourists and foreign entrants depart from and arrive in Thailand on a frequent basis. So again, the thing to take away from this video is July 31st is coming. If you can, while in Thailand, normalize your visa status, that would be a very good idea. However, if that is not possible, and I'm speaking to folks who are in tourist visa status or who came in on a 30-day exemption stamp and basically just got trapped or got put in this precarious situation, you may have no choice but to leave in order to get some kind of new status to come back in and rectify your overall situation here in Thailand. Exactly what those arrangements are going to look like remain to be seen. We will certainly be updating folks on this video, or excuse me, on this channel with further videos moving forward. But for now, I think it's wise to start at least making initial preparations for a departure and be looking at the various countries bordering Thailand for what their immigration regimes look like, because you're going to have to deal with entering there and then coming back into Thailand to retake up lawful status here in the kingdom.